It is the fourth day of the FIFA Club World Cup 2025, and it brings second four-game match day. And there are a lot of intrigues on today's matchup as UEFA Champions League finalists Inter Milan will take on CF Montreal in Los Angeles. And we have other games going on right now. Borussia Dortmund, the game is currently on against Fluminense, while River Plate will kick off their campaign against Japanese side Urawa Red Diamonds, while Mamelodi Sundowns will take on another Asian team. So yesterday we saw LAFC against Chelsea Football Club. My name is Sam alongside Chris. Welcome to ASN Sports TV coverage of the FIFA Club World Cup. Chris, how do you see this tournament so far?
Well, it's been very interesting. A lot of behind the scenes, a lot of actions, but a lot of expectations as well too, because of the fact that they said ice was going to be in the stadium. Some people skeptical about going to the stadium.
I didn't see snow, not
but so far, I'm not going to lie. Like the response has been different. People are really showing up in this thing. The only issue that I think about the attendance, like yesterday against Chelsea versus LAFC, where we're there with weakness. I think one of the factors that make the stadium a little bit scanty was the timing of the game. Here in the US, a lot of people work a lot, right? So if you want to take time off work, most times you want to go after work, not during work. So I think that also influenced the reason why the stadium was scanty. But in all, I think it's a welcome development. And I think people are really approaching the sport with so much joy, so much enthusiasm, and the love of the game.
MLS have three representatives: Inter Miami, LAFC, and Seattle Sounders. So far this is the fourth day of this tournament. How can you rate the performance of MLS teams in this competition?
Well, it's very clear that the European standard is much higher than the MLS standard. But to be honest, I saw the game against LAFC Chelsea yesterday. Chelsea beat LAFC 2-0, but that does not really show doesn't really relate the account of what happened yesterday. LAFC fought back. Were they sharp enough? Did they take their chances? No, but they created those chances. They were a good competition for them. Unlike Inter Miami and Al Ahly, as far as I'm concerned, I think Al Ahly blew that game out. Inter Miami's defense was nothing to write home about all seasons. You have seen how many goals they have conceded. It's not like Messi right now. It's just like a lone man wolf in their team. Attacking wise, Inter Miami seemed to be sharp, but defensive wise, they seem to be zero. The keeper, kudos to the keeper Otari that saved the penalty and a lot of saves. Inter Miami would have lost that game, taking the 4-0 straight. Seattle on the other part, Seattle struggled a little bit, they lost as well. But it's all moving to the right directions. Before Europe became a power point, other countries were playing as well too. But I think forward, MLS on the right direction to someday be a power force in the soccer world.
Yes, even though the Club World Cup is meant to bring the best of the best together to compete for one brand new trophy, which have over $1 billion in prize money. When we look at the gulf in gap between European teams, CONCACAF, CAF, and the CONMEBOL teams, you will see that the big difference. Now, I think the competition is between European teams and South American teams.
True.
Looking at the result that have been coming in so far, this is the fourth day of the FIFA Club World Cup. Let's look at the African teams. We have Al Ahly, we have Wydad FC, we have Mamelodi Sundowns. When you look at Express of Tunisia, look at African contingent. How have they fared in this tournament?
Well, it's also too early to say anything yet because this is just the first game. Tournament. Some tournament teams improve game after game. But for the first round so far, I've not watched my largest son play yet. But our African teams have lost, apart from Al Ahly that drew.
Yeah, I got a point.
That got a point. Esperance lost. And what's the other team again?
Mamelodi Sundowns. They
have not played yet.
They're playing these Asian teams.
Why did FC play?
Why did FC? No, they are playing today.
Because so far, two African teams have played. One has lost, one has drawn. So, well, as we said, the talent gap is way higher. I won't say it's about the mentality. I think the Africans have a tough mentality, warrior mentality to fight, but it's all about talent. Europe has been able to suck the best of talents all over the world and put them in one piece. So they become indestructible, unbeatable when they play, combined with the facilities they have to train their players, to prepare for seasons, prepare for the team, prepare for competitions. Their competition mindset is different from the African competition mindset. So it's all going to play out in tournaments, and that's why, at the end of the day, talent is number one, but it's also about preparation and tactics. That's the extra bites that makes you win trophies.
We
Europe
were
has
there.
that.
We were there up close and personal to watch Chelsea. Took 3 points off LAFC by beating them 2 goals to nothing. I mean, do you think LAFC really gave Chelsea that competitive edge for them to bring out the best in Chelsea? Looking at what Chelsea achieved this past season, winning the UEFA Conference League, making the Champions League, and all that.
Well, for me, what I think generally is I think LAFC was a good competition from what I saw yesterday. But you see, the Chelsea team is a Premier League top team, so they're on a different level. So did they bring the best out of the Chelsea team? I would say
Not
no, not really. But were they a good competition yesterday? Yes, they were a good competition.
Yeah, this is ASN Sports TV coverage of the newly expanded version of the FIFA Club World Cup 2025. Brand new trophy, huge prize money that brought together the best of the best. I don't think the best of the best in Europe, you see, looking at Barcelona is not here, no Liverpool, no Arsenal. If I want to put Arsenal in that equation, even though Arsenal, I don't think, they are out there when it comes to, but even though they got to the semis of the Champions League, their coefficient ranking is still, low. So, talking about the competitiveness of this tournament, how can you rate it?
Well, as I said, it's still too early to say because tournament just started.
To me, it's not too early because you got to set the tone from your game one.
Yeah, so it's just now matters on the players. Are the players taking the competition seriously? Because think about it, we have the best teams in the world right now here. They might not be entirely the best, but they're the best from every region. Whether they like it or not, every team here is a team that has pedigree, that has history of tournaments, of trophies, of winning. So they're the best of the best right now. But the level now is how serious do they take this tournament? Do they take it the way you see how we see the UEFA Champions League? Because there's so much history behind it.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be a UEFA Champions League winner. So the issue now is, do these players want to be a FIFA World Club winner?
The new version.
The new version. That is what would transcribe to the performance in the field of play.
But I think this summer we are saturated with a lot of soccer activities. The MLS is on. The Gold Cup is on.
Yeah.
And this World Club Cup is on.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a fan, how can you split your viewership? Which one do you want to attend? Which competition would you want to spend your dollar to attend?
Well, it's standard. Anything FIFA does is number one. So FIFA tournaments, FIFA organized tournaments, being the overall national most recognized body of the football or soccer world, FIFA tournaments will always be the first bet to attend regardless of any other continental tournaments. So everybody wants to watch this. Everybody's focused on the FIFA World Club tournament.
Everybody focused on the FIFA World Club Cup, but there have been a lot of criticisms, personal opinions, and all that as regard, this tournament. Looking at the fact that some teams just finished 38th season, and now they went to play, Nations League and other national team engagement. Now they are in this 1 month tournament, which ends July 13th, and now they will jump back to club preseason, and the European season kicks off in August. So how do you juxtapose and think about the health of these players? Don't you think they're going to burn out? Don't you think it will have a trickle down effect on the long run in their club assignment during the season?
Well, when you understand the motivating factor for tournaments like this,
money?
It's all about money. Yeah, it's all about money.
That's why I say
everyone
people are
to
money
make
mongers.
everyone to make profit. It's a profit. It's a profit ventured business. That's why football is a business. I know it's a sport we all love dearly. It's a sport we want to talk about. It's a sport we want to watch. But there is a business part attached to the game itself, and which also brings in investors and big names on the side that we might not really talk or hear about, but they're the ones really cashing out from these games. So the fact that FIFA wants to generate this is another way to generate more money for the organization. And it's a welcome development. I would say it is, even though it's saturated among everywhere, because the truth of the matter is even the clubs are being paid for this. So
yeah,
it's a lot of money for everybody to want to be part of it. But that's why teams should not having robust
and huge depth in squad.
Depth in squad, because I think over they have to now increase going forward. It's going to definitely happen. They might have to increase the amount of players registered for tournaments and teams.
Yes,
because some players you have to have time for recovery and to play. So if the rotationals, you have a strong depth in players, you can imbibe the rotational approach of playing, which they are doing already now. But this one being a more wider scale, because now you need to have like another solid 11 that can replace your other 11 because of tournaments like this. Because going down the line, think about when they wanted to imbibe the FIFA League, the special league.
When they won the Super League.
Super League,
that
my
they
bad.
ended. That
they ended, yeah.
They ended.
So what I think now is the Super League would have been something like this, but because people revolted to that, they now had to do it in some of the tournaments. But it's still the kind of idea to bring the best clubs together, compete like a World Cup system, and get an eventual winner.
Now you raise up another angle. I think if I stand to be corrected, if my memory serves me right, a year that precedes the FIFA World Cup, FIFA always have what they call the Confederation Cup, where continental champions, national team champions of each continent will come together and play to see who is the Confederation Cup winners. But I haven't seen that. Do you think FIFA want to replace that with this Club World Cup, because we have the World Cup coming up next year, and this should have been the year of Confederation Cup, and now we have the World Club Cup. Even though FIFA kicked against the Super League that they want to start, can't you see a little bit of duplicity?
It is
here.
It is though. Think about it. Why would he do that? The Super League was going to be governed in a structure or a system away from FIFA. No, let's be honest.
So they want to have their hand all the cookie jars.
Yeah, kind of. So FIFA being smart, like, this is a good idea, but why shouldn't this be us? Because anything FIFA says is kind of final. They are the original bodies of football. Whatever FIFA really says is final, because nobody can really come and contest it. They have all the bodies, all the license, all the approvals, everything goes in and out of FIFA. You get what I'm trying to say? So they're in full control. But another way to do that, they had to do that. Another thing why they did it too, or what I think is, since the World Cup is coming here to the United States, like if you watch this in this tournament, there's what's it called? Referees are wearing body camera.
Body camera is a new innovation.
It's a test run.
Yeah.
Because they are going to use for the World Cup. So this is like a pre-World Cup. America is hosting the World Cup. You want to understand, like, for example, I know for sure in the World Cup we won't have afternoon games, because obviously they're having low turnouts in the stadiums.
Yes.
So this is just like a pre-World Cup to understand the misses, things that needs to be fixed, things that need to be put together before the big stage. Because from what FIFA I've read, FIFA want that to be the greatest ever World Cup. So they don't want to miss any stone, leave any stone unturned. They want to check it from one angle. So this is more like a preparation for that World Cup. A lot of technology is being tested, venues are being timing, a lot is being put in consideration to see how it works. I think FIFA is in the right direction. FIFA is always right.
Yeah, like you said earlier, the Confederation Cup is used to test on all these things. Like prior to this tournament, I did a show where I highlighted the new innovations that FIFA, would introduce in this Club World Cup, the body cam, to show VAR real-time decision on the stadium monitors. So I tried watching one, but I didn't see anyone yesterday. I made a little video of it, which I will add to this production. Where FIFA will show fans in the stadium how VAR take decisions in real time, and other innovations. Also, offside detection, where a chip, we added in the ball that would dictate players' position and all that, and all the data, collected will be used to analyze to improve the game. So we're about to see data AI-driven Soccer World Cup come 2026. So Chris, before we round up, this Club World Cup has been a very good experience. From the hotel we are at, Cortland Hotel, they have amazing staff, friendly, people, from the front desk to the restaurant, which is my best part. They have a great breakfast, bro.
Beautiful breakfast.
So, before we round up, what you got to tell the fans about the World Cup?
It's amazing. Keep it down to ASN Sports TV. If you haven't subscribed yet, please press that bell and subscribe. We need a subscription so that other people can have access to see these videos, because when you subscribe, you alter the algorithm that makes it obvious, or make other players early to be able to subscribe. So your subscription is very needed. Subscribe,
the
like,
more you subscribe,
and share the videos as well too.
The more you help us grow. and the more we'll be able to bring you more content on our platform. My name is Sam.
Chris.
ASN Sports TV.
Keep it
Thanks
down.
for watching.
Thank you.